His vision of the Indian retailscape can be envisaged or evident from his mantra, which is stated in a recent interview, that online is the new mall of India. He is revered and acknowledged as a pioneer in the Indian e-commerce and retailing scenario right now. If there is a galaxy of Indian and global e-com professionals, Mr. Rahul Narvekar definitely is a very bright star in that galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a round of applause for Mr. Rahul Narvekar.
Kashi no Marad and Surat no Jaman. And I was up till 2:30 last night. I had a lot of Jaman, so I couldn't take up only one hit. That's why I'm really sorry. But it's awesome food, lovely vibe. One of my colleagues, Savina's first visit to Surat. And we had to come via Bangalore. And unfortunately, the flights I think are not happening. So we went to Bombay, took a train. And in Savina's mind, she was coming to some gamma. And from the time we came out of the station, and Monica and Rahul also came to pick us up, she's been like completely blown away by Surat. The whole energy, the food of course, just the whole buzz we could feel at like 2 at night yesterday. You know, awesome experience that day. But again, my apologies for being late. It's a little scary and very impressive the amount of research these guys have done on me. So I didn't know So thank you for enlightenment. I'm very impressed by the fact that one quote that I made, I think about 4 years back, these guys have captured that. So most of my CV is already been captured, so I won't bore you with that. Essentially, I'm a Bombay boy who now happens to live in Delhi for the last 14 years. Thanks to the fact that I married a Delhi girl who called me by saying, you know, एक साल दिल्ली में रह के देख लो and then we'll go back, and it's been 14 years, I'm still waiting. Essentially what was happening is, so I've done a lot of things in life. I studied I come from a lower middle class background. My dad used to work for a factory which shut down there's a union leader called Dr. Luthra Institute who forced a lot of lockouts in the early days. And thanks to that, his factory got locked out. So I studied in a school called Sabani Pratap Singh Janata Vidyalaya. For some reason, somehow I took to reading a lot. And as a young kid, I would go to the Randiwala and pick up magazines and read. And as a youngster, when everybody else was doing other stuff, I used to read Fortune and Time and all those magazines. And thanks to that one other, I could write well in class. So most of my answers used to get read out. And in college, they would read out all my answers. So thanks to that one habit, what would happen was, and since I was reading magazines which were the US magazines in those days, I was pretty much a little ahead of the curve in terms of my knowledge. So in college, I remember I was a student of political science, and there was a question which says India has a policy called Punchi, and one of the policies that we will not interfere in other countries. And I was the only student who went and wrote that no, that's wrong because that's in the textbook. But we went into Sri Lanka as IPKF and we interfered in another country. And the professor called me and said, answer technically to aapka sahi hai, but I have to give you negative marking for this because as per the textbook, you're wrong answer. Okay? And that pretty much sums up. So I've done studies in most of the management colleges, and I still remember when I was doing my MBA, Philip Kotler was like the marketing bible for us. And उस time पे हमारे time पे if edition in the US was a 10th edition, we would buy the 4th edition because Indian economy was on the 4th edition. You know? Today, if you look at the world, the global launch happens in India because we are pretty much ahead of the curve. Earlier, a lot of my batchmates and classmates went to the US. So if Venkateshwara would go to Silicon Valley, he would make his name to Vic. Today, if his name is Vic, he will proudly call it Venkateshwara because Google will hire him. You know, suddenly it's become very cool to be Indian globally. Now when I go to California, and I was in the valley, you turn around and you hear Telugu, you hear Gujarati. The best theplas you get are now in the valley. The sort of chutneys you don't get in Delhi, you get in Silicon Valley. Because Indians are happening. Which are the sectors which we are? We are very much ahead of the curve in terms of technology. If you walk into any VC's office in the US, and if you are an Indian, 9 times out of 10 you will get funded. They won't even ask you what's your idea. They just write your check. Because we are assumed to be brilliant. So, in my career, I have done door-to-door sales. So I started because I couldn't afford my college education. I started with door-to-door sales. And I was a student of science in 12th standard. But then I realized that college with science students also then you have to spend the whole day in college. And pretty much not much that you're getting. So I shifted to BA in economics and political science. And I started my life as a door-to-door salesman selling discount cards in 1989. And I still remember the card was called Prestige Discount Card. It took me 4 days to summon the courage to get into an office. And I remember I went to some senior executive's office. I walked in. This guy was doing something, and I just stood there and he said, "Get up." I was so happy. I said, "The least worst thing that can happen to me is he'll throw me out." I started talking. After about 3 days, I sold my first card to a very kind doctor in Chennai. I think he took pity on me, sat me down. He heard out all the features. He said, "Okay, I'll buy it." It was some 575 rupees per card, and that was the first sale I made in life. And I've not stopped since. I'm still selling. I, by default, joined an institute which was promoting business entrepreneurship in those days. This is the Dawoodi Bohra community, and they had tied up with Nani Palkhiwala, a very eminent economist, saying it's 100 years of the community. What do we do? So Dr. Palkhiwala told them that if you can promote entrepreneurship in India, that's the best management education you can get. So 4 professors, Professor P.K. Ghosh, who was director of Junagadh Bajaj, Professor Joe Phillips of IIM Bangalore, Professor Khandwala of IIM Ahmedabad, and another professor from nursing, I'm forgetting his name. They got together and developed a business entrepreneurship program. So the idea was you will do 2 years of regular management program, but instead of a regular MBA, you will have more of entrepreneurial competencies. And 3rd year you will stay, develop your own project, and then get out. I didn't have the money to do the program, so I wrote the entrance, I did the GD, I topped the interview and said I don't have money, so now give me a scholarship. And they gave me a scholarship. But then to stay in the hostel I had to work, and I started looking around for part-time jobs. And I realized in those days, I'm talking 92, 93, there were not many part-time options. Luckily came across an ad for something called Tele-Shopping Network, which was founded by NDTV. It's called TSN in those days. And they had something called customer service officers on a part-time basis. Got in, and I was at a great time because I had a job which was from 6:30 in the evening to 2:30 at night, taking calls. Lovely floor, I think 60, 70 young girls, 3, 4 boys, free pickup, free drop in those days, and this is before the BPO age, and got paid very well. So did that for 2 years, and then once I graduated from a business entrepreneurship, Ronnie told me, Rahul, we are on a channel called ATM. In those days, satellite. So we had a 2-hour slot, we were broadcasting. He said, Rahul, you need to find cheap options for reaching out to India. And I discovered this medium called cable TV. And in those days, the local cable wala would put a VHS. A lot of those kids will not know what your VHS cassette. In those days, they had a VHS cassette, वो एक pirated movie चला था शाम को रात को 9 बजे. और उसके बीच में would have all the local ads, you know. That was the cheapest medium to get into cable. And thanks to UTV, I discovered that. I had a network of all cable operators across India. And then we went and got corporate and got an advertiser on cable. And I started my first venture in cable advertising. And then by accident, a friend of mine had come from the US and he had invented a technology called IVRS. So in those days, Citibank was the first company in India to have it. Pick up the phone, punch a number and say, press 1 for this, press 2 for that. So out of that, we created a channel called Channel Oxygen in 99 in Bombay. Where you pick up the phone and you can select a song. 6 of us, we had no money, we went to a Gujarati bhai called Siddharth Doshi. He says, मैं पैसा डालूंगा, but मैंने 6 गुजराती गाने बनाए, वो चला रहे क्योंकि और कोई चैनल पे चलते नहीं. And I realized my first lesson that sometimes funding is not about a business plan. Funding is about maybe somebody has a need and if you can fulfill that, he will fund you. So he funded us and we launched the channel. And in 2 years, we were doing about 2 crores of revenue. हम थोड़ा पागल हो गए. We had never seen so much money in life. Basically, local train में लटकने वाले बच्चे थे. Suddenly, Honda security आ गई, तो हमको समझ नहीं आया क्या करें. And when we were गरीब थे, 6 दोस्त थे, तो बहुत अच्छी दोस्ती थी. जैसे ही पैसा आ गया, तो then we started looking at each other saying, boss, what's your contribution? What's your contribution? Net in 2 years, we broke down as a company. So from local train, we went to supplement bus. And in this phase, I met my current wife, C. Pallavi Rao, who's from Delhi. And she came to me, we met on the internet. So she came to check me out. Asli hai, nakli hai. So I said, I don't have time to take a chutti, you come with me on my sales calls. So here's this Delhi girl who's going in Mumbai local trains with me for 2 days on all my sales calls. And she said, Bombay में लोग भागते रहते हैं, पता नहीं क्यों भागते हैं. घर बहुत छोटे हैं, लोग सिर्फ लोकल में भटकते रहते हैं. Why don't you look at Delhi? It's such a nice, shant place. And till that time, I had not met any of the drivers of Delhi. So I actually thought it's a nice, shant place. So I packed up, I moved to Delhi to restart my career in the year 2000 with a company called Ansel Plaza, which was one of the first malls of India. And I had never done real estate in my entire life. So it was a new like today we are talking of e-commerce as a club. In those days, shopping centers and malls was the club. I joined them as a senior manager, did a few crazy deals, so got promoted as a vice president in 9 months. And then for about 9 years, I had a great ride. Last job was in a company called DLF, where I was a big title on a card. And I was supposed to head a mall called Mall of India in Gurgaon, which was going to be the largest mall of India, 35 lakh square feet. So if you ever travel to Gurgaon, outside Ambience Mall, you'll see this big, large hole, which is still there, which was supposed to be Mall of India. I joined them in 2007 and 2008 happened. And for a lot of us, we had never heard the word recession till then. Suddenly, people are getting fired from jobs, there was a huge uncertainty in the market, a lot of young kids had no idea what to do because suddenly you had gone from zero to a great job, you were buying second homes of EMI and there's no job. Luckily, DLF of course was a large stable player. I kept sitting and doing meetings where we were essentially doing strategy, which was essentially a lot of bullshit. I remember we would sit in a meeting room and I had the best brains in the world. We had 2-3 Australians, a couple of English guys, saying mall ka corridor width should be 3.5 meters or it should be 2.5 meters. Now, if you understand malls, in the developed world, there's a concept of personal space. If I'm there, you should not come too close to me. Otherwise, they get offended. But in India, अगर दुकान के बाद भीड़ नहीं है तो लोग बोलेंगे माल अच्छा नहीं है. That's how we feel. So when Ambi Mall opened in Gurgaon, it was the first mall which had a 1.2 kilometer walkway. And I remember people would not go into the mall saying, "नहीं यार डर लगता है, खाली खाली है." Because as Indians, we are not used to that. So we would debate for 2 days whether it's 2.5 meters or 3.5 meters. And you would do the usual management thing. We would research. We would say Blue Water Bay, Mall of Emirates, Mall of America. After 2 days of huge research, we would present our findings to our boss, Singh at that time. Saying, "Man, I think it should be 3.5 meters." She would think, "What nonsense? It should be 2.5 meters." So, "Yes, ma'am, okay." And I would wonder, we had to ask her, why did you waste so much time? And in that nice place, I met this European gentleman who had come from Europe. And he said, "I'm looking at doing e-commerce in India." And this is 2009, when not a lot of people had heard of e-commerce. On a gut instinct, I said, "Okay, let's do it." I shook hands and I became founder of a company called FashionNU.com. FashionNU.com is, the concept is called flash sales. It's an international global concept where basically it's a closed site. So a Flipkart, a Myntra, Jawam are today open sites where you just go and you see what is on offer. FashionNU was a closed site. So unless you log in with your ID and your password, you cannot go in and see what's happening. And on a daily basis, we will put all luxury brands on a discounted rate. My job was to go and convince brands in India to give me their excess inventory, the old season inventory, at a 90% discount on consignment and 30 days credit. We will select whatever most will pick it up. So I made a nice presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, and I went to every retailer that I knew. And I knew a lot of retailers in India because I was a dealer. And the first lesson happened in life that when I was a big daddy in DLF, I had a lot of friends. I had a network. Everybody would take my calls. And the moment I got off that chair and I became co-founder director of FashionNU.com in 2009, I was a nobody. On an average, I would sit in a brand's reception for 5 hours. I would go, I would show them my PowerPoint presentation. Internationally, it's a global concept. Pop Riva, Gale, Lulala. It's for a chair. Hamare ko nahi. And so yeah. So basically, the challenge the brand has got. You want me to go into my warehouse, pick out my excess inventory, give it to you, you will shoot it. You are not telling me कितना माल बिकेगा और इंटरनेट पे कपड़े कौन खरीदता है? कोई नहीं खरीदेगा. So they said no. So first 2 months I had the most frustrating experience of going to every brand and trying to give them that presentation, the logical thing. And then one day out of desperation I realized this is Hindustan. I had to do it the Indian way. So I went to DLF retail brands, my ex-employer. Went to the CEO and I said, "Sir, मैंने एक छोटा सा दुकान खोला है. आपके blessings चाहिए." Picked up the phone, called the guy, said, "Rahul, आ रहा है, इसको जो माल चाहिए." For the next 3-4 months, almost every brand gave me stuff on consignment, 30 days credit, without a signed contract. And this stuff was the road. So on January 15, 2010, we went live as FashionNU.com with a brand called DKNY handbags at, I think, 75% discount. We sold out in 4 hours. In those days, the good days, I would just put a small post on Facebook saying DKNY handbags is 75% off, the site would crash. We started with a very small database of 5,000 people that we got from members. In those days, SEO patna issue nahi tha. And then we had this concept of refer a friend. So if she is a member and she refers another friend, and the day she buys, she gets a credit in her account. So we went from 5,000 members to about 1 million in 8 months, which is 10 lakh people. As a company with 7 people, in 15 days of Jan, we did 7 lakhs the first month. We did 27 lakhs in February, thanks to Valentine's Day. We did 65 lakhs in March. We did 1.2 crores in April. And this is the time when the rumor in the market was that Rahul ki naukri chali gayi, ghar pe baith ke internet pe kapde bech rahe. People would give me this very pitying look, bhai kuch help chahiye to bata de kya kare. But the whole world changed for us when in October 2010, 10 months after launch, Sequoia Capital came and invested $8 million and gave us a valuation, I think, of 170 crores. And the day that news came out, all the guys in whose receptions I would say, the people who would look through me, I became their brother again. That's Delhi. So I remember that once a very large award function. And this very large CEO of a very luxury brand who would not give me the time of the day. He came running across and said, oh, you're a brother, and then took me around the whole room saying, I always knew you would become big, you know. Another learning in life, that when you have, either you are a title or you are happening, you have a lot of network. When you don't have that, you realize who are your friends. And then, of course, after 1 more year, we raised $40 million from Sequoia, NDTV, Nokia, and Intel, and I think it was about 70 crore, 100 crore valuation. So we're the first company in India to sell apparel fashion online. Flipkart was still selling books and media. And उसके बाद we completely screwed it up. We went nuts again. Story of my life. We went on a spree of setting up about 14 different e-commerce companies. So we set up a Groupon code for Deals and You, set up a private limited for Free Culture, Juvalia and You, Be Stylish, Airbnb, lots of them. And then we went from 7 people to almost 1,800 people in a 6.5-acre campus. So if you had just focused on fashion at that time, probably it would have been a different story. But we screwed it up. 2-3 things that now, going back, A, we should have opened up the site. Because in India, it's a concept of logging in, remembering your password and all doesn't work. Looking at us, a lot of people understood. So I remember Myntra at that time used to sell customized mugs and some gifts. But they saw the whole story in fashion. And they said, okay, let's pivot. And they completely pivoted to a fashion model, raised $21 million, and now they are there. Flipkart took some time to get into fashion, but now they are way ahead of the curve. My favorite, of course, is Snapdeal, because when we were doing fashion, Snapdeal was selling coupons. So there's a term that you use in startup, it's called pivot, P-I-V-O-T, because you basically just change your business model. And that is what, in today's day, business is all about pivoting. If you have a team which is very smart, it starts with a business plan. And as I love to say, when you write a business plan, Excel sheet में बहुत पैसे बन जाते हैं, account में लाने में बात नहीं जाती बस. So Snapdeal said we'll start selling coupons online. So they became a clone of a company called Groupon, started selling deals on the site. And they're doing very well. But they realized that after a point they were not able to sell any more coupons. And then they saw fashion and then they saw Myntra doing well. They completely pivoted their model and got into selling products. So the inventory. They were going and buying out inventory from brands and selling. They scaled up to a point, realized it's not scalable, completely pivoted and became a marketplace, which is what they are today. My wife unfortunately had a relapse of something called myasthenia gravis, so I had to move on. She had got surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, so I was out of the market for some time. And then when I came back and I started discussions with NDTV, when we looked at the Indian market at that time, we said, boss, if you want to do domestic e-commerce, you have to take on Flipkart, Myntra, all these guys. Uske liye bahut paisa lagega, which NDTV did not have. So our idea was that with a very limited amount of funding, we want to become cash positive quickly. And then once we have the heft, then we'll scale. So we came across this whole new market, which is the global Indian, which is Indians living from California to London to Australia, who all wanted great designer and Indian products. But their access was limited to the auntie who was coming to India 6 times a day, coming 6 times a year, picking up stuff, putting it in a trunk, going back home and then selling it at an inflated price. So we said, let's provide a solution to this guy. So we started Indian Goods with a very limited funding of 18 crores. And that was with an outside investor. I told NDTV, give me your excess media inventory. So NDTV put in 36 crores for the media inventory, television and all outside India. And we went live with about 8-10 members as a team. The original plan was that we would break even quickly, then scale. We thought that we had 18 crores of funding in the bank because there was an investor who was supposed to put in that check. We started the operations. We were waiting for the check to come, and then we get a call saying the investor is passed away. And this is when I had a team running. We were 2 months already down, and suddenly we didn't have funding in hand. And then I said, okay, we are NDTV. It's a nice hot market. We started meeting all the VCs and PEs. So the biggest things, saying presentation, this is the idea. And I realized one more thing. No PE, VC in India will ever say no to you. So if you are thinking of starting your own business, you make a nice plan, you go and meet any large fund. They'll all say, interesting, let us talk some more. They will never say no. They will never say yes. They'll all say maybe. And you will assume, ha, yaar, he said interesting, matlab paisa dega. And you'll keep waiting that money will never come. Because the biggest irony of this space is nobody knows jack shit. No PVC will look at an idea and say, ha, yaar, this is the next Flipkart. So I don't know how many of you know the very large fund said no to the first $1 million investment in Flipkart. And they're kicking themselves because Axel Partners went and wrote that check. And that 1 billion is worth, I don't know, 3-4 billion today. So a lot of these guys, they're opposite side of the company better, except for those things. He also doesn't know the opportunity. So we wasted about 3 months talking to the biggest names in the PEVC space, saying please fund us, and we did the funding. And I remember one day, 30th of the month, I get a call from microfinance saying, we're not funding you anymore. Salaries won't happen tomorrow. And I actually went down and put some cold water on my head and I sat down and said, what will I tell the team outside? Because they have all quit their jobs and come on my bharosa. And that's what entrepreneurship is all about. You might be going through the shittiest phase inside, you cannot let your team know what you're going through. I still remember I tried all that I could think of. I finally called a friend of mine called Nilesh Gandhi, who's my classmate from Canada. And I said, I don't know how you will do it. In the next 1 hour, I want 35 lakhs in my account. And to give him all credit, he did not ask me a single question, the money came. And that's how we paid salaries that month. And we paid it the next month. My team now knows that then nobody knew. They all assume that we have a lot of funding. The flip side of being associated with a large brand like NDTV is everybody in the market thought that our 100-200 crore brand pe padega. So everybody would say, "तुम लोग NDTV हो, तुम्हारे को क्या problem?" And I knew my reality. Okay. Luckily, we went live as a site, and what we did in terms of positioning at that time, we said, if you want to break through the plateau with a limited amount of funding, you need to take the big names. So the good part about the NDTV brand is every designer gave us the time of the day. So we started with taking Sabyasachi, Rohit Pal, Nika, all the big names, and we did a lovely TVC saying, be proud to be an Indian. You know, and we had lovely creatives. My site look and feel was all premium luxury. So to give you an analogy, I don't know how many of you have traveled to Delhi. If you come to Delhi, there's a place called Vasantkuj. And Vasantkuj has this road trek where there's a very small luxury mall called Emporio, which is owned by DLF. Next to it is a mall called Promenade, which is mixed. And then next to it is an ambience mall. Now, Promenade and Emporio are both owned by DLF. But they are not in the same building. Because you cannot sell an Armani out of Big Bazaar. Luxury has to be treated separately. So we started with a very clear position of only having big names on the side. And we went after the completely largest market, which was the United States. So all our targeted communication was happening to the NRIs in the US. And 2 months after that, we raised our first round of funding, which is $3 million from Astro, which is a large $12 billion group from Malaysia. And now we have closed another round and we are looking. So till September, we were struggling as a business. So we were not able to, we broke even in 8 months. But then we realized that if you break even, that's not a great achievement by itself. You have broken even, but you don't have scale. And I was in the Amazon office and somebody made a nice statement. He said, don't be the only sane guy in an insane market. So what we realized is that when everybody is chasing growth, if you remain small, you might be profitable, but the large guy will come and eat you up. And we realized we had created a market where somebody else can come and easily take it away from us. So we said, now we need to go and chase scale. So we went and opened up the site in October last year. And so to give you a sense, till September we were doing about 80 lakhs to a crore a month. October we did 8.9 crores. November we did 9.8 crores. December we did 12 crores. January we have done 11 crores. And that's been pretty much now our growth curve. We are now valued very well. In fact, we are very close to now crossing the group valuation of NDTV, which we are very proud of because we are a 1.5-year-old startup and it's a 25-year-old legacy. some of the key learnings I've had e-commerce. E-commerce, I keep meeting a lot of people who say, boss, e-commerce is समझ में नहीं आता. Looks very easy. करना क्या है? Site खोल दो, go on Google, do AdWords and traffic will come in. I still remember when I was doing fashion and I met the brand head of Mango in India. And he said, यार राहुल एक बात करिए. इस बुक पे 20,000 likes तो आ गए. अब इसका क्या करूँ? For a lot of traditional brands in India, they don't understand this space. They know e-commerce is growing fast. I've met a lot of old traditional business guys who are suddenly turning around saying these two kids, Sachin Bansal and Vinny Bansal, have come out of nowhere. So to give you sense, Dhirubhai Ambani was the first guy. This is the age of disruption actually. It was earlier than the information, this is the age of disruption. So Dhirubhai Ambani came on and said, okay, I will break the monopoly for Tata and Birla. And in one generation, I will create a $1 billion business. Which he did. But it took him almost 30-40 years to reach that level. Today, Flipkart has done it in about 6 years. They have gone, so Flipkart story, they did 4 crores top line the first 18 months. From 4 crores, they went to, I think, about 70 odd crores. From 70 odd crores, they went to 400 crores, then 4,000 crores, and now 50,000 crores this year. That's scale. So e-commerce is about 2 words. It's about speed and it's about scale. So when you're planning your venture, if you're doing a warehouse, don't obsess about paint ka kya color. Doesn't matter. Just run. If you want, you're in a new category, unless you go and become big very fast, somebody will come and eat you for lunch. And a startup, especially in e-commerce, is about trend. Whatever you have to do corrections, you are running and you're doing it at the same time. You might get it right, you might get it wrong. So as Dr. Vyas was mentioning, the $1 billion defector. So the number is not 1,200, sir, it is 600 crores in about 8 hours that Flipkart did in that single day. And they got slammed on social media. Everybody said, oh, delivery nahi ho raha hai, order nahi mil raha hai. So everybody's saying, but if you ask me, that was the single biggest great thing that Flipkart did. But apart, if you take away all the negativity of unfulfilled orders, what did Flipkart prove? Flipkart proved that in one day, less than 1 day, you can sell 600 crores worth of stuff online. And that is the message that investors looked at. And Flipkart's valuation, if you see, from 1.8 billion, it has gone to 16 billion. Not even in 1 year's time. Because they have just proven that we can keep doing. To give you a sense, because when I started this business, the first things people used to say, internet पे माल नहीं मिलेगा. Then they said, bubble है, कभी भी टूट जाएगा. Keep meeting very senior people who say, Flipkart तो बंद होने वाली है. कब तक लॉस में चलाओगे, ये डिस्काउंट देते रहोगे, next round funding लेता रहेगा. Now it is about who's next. So if you ask me from a e-commerce perspective, Flipkart did 600 crores in 1 day. We call it the Black Friday sale, which is the newest thing. Alibaba.com in China recently did a Black Friday sale. They sold $8 billion worth of merchandise in one single day. That's quite good. You will figure out how much everything is. That's the potential in China. If you look at terms of population, China population, India population almost same. Another metric you should look at is, if you look at US, it's 80% plus internet penetration. It's a pretty much saturated market. China is about 35-40% internet penetration. India is, I don't know what the exact number is, but about 13-14% internet penetration. So that much headroom to grow. So when Flipkart talks of becoming a $100 billion company in the next 3 years, they're not joking. They might actually do it. If they can go from 4 crores to 50,000 crores within 5 years, this is also possible. The other trend you need to understand is in India, we are leapfrogging several things which have happened in the West. So in the US, which is the most developed market, you had traditional retail, then organized retail, then the malls came in, then Amazon came in, and now that's the next level, which is the apps. In India, we are cutting through all of that straight from unorganized, we have gone to e-commerce. And now the big thing is mobile. The biggest internet penetration is happening on mobile phone. I was in the Flipkart office the other day, and Flipkart is already talking that probably in the next 6 months, they will completely go off desktop and be only on mobile. Currently, 70% of the numbers that are happening on Flipkart are coming from mobile. For a lot of Indians, their first exposure to internet is from the mobile. And the price of smartphones are coming down dramatically. I think in another 6 months' time, Reliance Jio will become a reality, which is 4G. Fast speeds today, it sucks. But the moment that becomes a reality, all your transactions, and the day you get a single click checkout on the mobile, today you have to do all that payment, but the day payments get sorted, this number will just grow exponentially. That's where the opportunity is. The other big disruptor today is, today's age, you can create a $1 billion company in 2 years. So you look at Uber. What is Uber? It's not a taxi company, it's just an app. In 3 years, it's got a valuation of $45 billion. In 3 years. That was not possible until about 5 years back. So in the startup space, we call them unicorns. Unicorn is that one-horn horse. So earlier, a unicorn was very hard to spot. You had to wait for a very long time to reach $1 billion valuation. Today, you do it in 2-3 years. There are at least 10-12 companies which have, in the last 1 year, have reached more than $1 billion plus in valuation very fast. Today, it is very easy for a small kid sitting in a small town to create an app which can become $1 billion business and get acquired. So all those entry barriers that you had earlier. So I'm born in 1972. When I was getting out into the world after doing my education, I was told to boss, if you join a company and join करते पता चल गया यार गलती हो गई है, तो एक साल तो रहना पड़ेगा वरना CV खराब हो जाएगा. Today nobody cares. No, they just quit the next day. My head of social media earlier, honestly, I think he was 22. He's quit again. So I have no idea what his education is. I have no idea what he does. I only know that he's very good at what he does and he gets paid accordingly. So today's day and age, especially for all the students of management, all your old rules that you read in your textbooks, that world is already gone. So if you think that by reading Philip Kotler you went to marketing in today's day, then you're dead. Everything is shrinking. So in our time there was Moore's law, which is Andy Grove of Intel, who had a law which said that every 3 years technology will disrupt. Now I think it's become 3 months. So if you plan saying, okay, I'm going to do so much by my SMS and WhatsApp comes and completely takes away your market, you're dead. If you think that by learning how to do a business plan, you can succeed in life, let me tell you 99.99% of business plans completely change within the first 6 months of going live. What is a business plan here? You're sitting with an Excel sheet and you're assuming that if I do this, this will happen. But the world is changing so fast, nobody can tell you what will happen, especially in e-commerce. And the biggest market today is China, and after China it's India. So to give you a sense, China total e-commerce is about $742 billion. I might be a little wrong, it's changing so fast. India total e-commerce market as of today is not even 10 billion. We still have a very long way to go. So I'm personally very bullish. I keep hearing people say it's a bubble. It's not a bubble. Because the one thing that you have to understand is the previous internet whole euphoria, boom bust cycle was based on something called eyeballs. So in those days, all companies are saying, if I bring so much traffic on my site, itne logon ne meri site dekhi, to iski valuation itni. But that was nothing. It was air. Today, actual transactions are happening. The other thing I keep hearing constantly is that tab tak discount de denge tum log maal bechoge. But what you have to understand is, if I will tell you कि 100 रुपए का चीज है, दुकान में भी 100 का मिलता है, ऑनलाइन भी 100 का मिलता है, why will you buy online? You will say I'll go to a store, but I tell you, so when we started fashion and you, I said Armani 70% off. Everybody said size wise छोड़ना यार, खरीदो. फिर क्या किसी और को देखें. That's a compelling enough reason, right? So the biggest success story in the Indian e-commerce space is irctc.co.in. The site sucks. But what is the alternative? You go and stand at Surat station or Delhi station and stand in the queue, right? The moment you see that alternative, you say, "नहीं यार, और आधा घंटा try करता हूँ, लग जाएगा." Because that's the alternative, right? So unless I give you a compelling enough reason to come online, you will not go online. But what am I assuming? That over a period of time, you will get accustomed, you will get used to the habit of buying from a particular site. And as a human being, you can't remember 20 sites. I'm in this space. I actually have to say to the list to say, "अच्छा यार इसको भी track करना है, ये भी exist करता है." Beyond top 3-4 sites, you will not realize, you will not remember any of those sites. So what is the Flipkart doing? What is the Amazon doing? They keep bringing you on and on and on, that it becomes like a habit. You get used to it. The other thing, when you talk discounts, so how do you account for discounts? Why do e-commerce sites give discounts and why do they still get valuations? Customer acquisition cost, we call it CAC in a sense. So how do I acquire a customer? If I'm setting up a mall, what is the cost that I pay? I pay a very high rental to go into a mall because I know traffic is already coming there. But online, how do I bring traffic? I spend money to acquire a customer. So typical, that this is the entire cost that I spend, whether it's a TV ad, whatever I do to spend to bring you on my site, that's called CAC. In e-commerce, typically CAC is somewhere around 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. As of now, keep changing. So if I am, say, Snapdeal, I will say, okay, CAC is 4,000 rupees. I will take this mobile phone, which is for 10,000 rupees, and I will sell it at a discount, and I will sell it at 2,000 rupees less. So I am taking a loss of 2,000 rupees. But what I am saying is, I will not account for it in my, I will say, instead of 3,500 rupees, I have spent 2,000 rupees to acquire this customer. You have come online because it's 2,000 rupees cheaper. So my CAC is actually great, and that is what a lot of companies did in the earlier stage. They showed this as CAC and got very good valuation. It's called creative accounting. Today, if you look at it, most of the funds are investing in the opportunity which they see going forward. So when we started Fashion and You, we used to put up the discount right on top, 75%, 80%, people would come on. Slowly, we just shifted it sideways. And then we did a little clever thing. So I remember we had perfumes as a category. And I'm talking early 2010. And I got this Salaji who came from a perfume background and said, sir, theme will be cheap. That time our sales in perfumes on Fashion Week was about 8 to 10 lakhs a month. He said, sir, we will take something called a loss leader. So David of cool water, 100 bottles, I will take a loss. Market mein 1100 बिकता है, 700 रुपए बिकता है. You would put that on the top banner saying David of cool water 700 rupees. Huge traffic would come in. They would either pick up a David or it would be sold out. But then they would look at something and say, my numbers went from 8-10 lakhs a month to 10 lakhs a day average. So 3 crores a month. That is what a Flipkart or a Snapdeal or a Myntra or a Jabam are doing at a larger level too. We are building a base of customers. So I don't know how many of you shop online, but if you realize, not every transaction is about a deal. Now it's more about convenience. If you want to find a particular product, go into the market, search for it, you'll say online it's easier. Or ask the rate mein returns bhi easily le lete. So that's the whole story of e-commerce today. What will going forward happen is a lot of consolidation will happen. Smaller sites will get acquired, a lot of sites will bleed, they will shut down, but that's great. The big challenge that I see in Indian thinking is, as a culture, we are not very okay to fail. So when you do your management, first thing you want is placement. When I want to go and work for a great company. Because mummy, papa, girlfriend, I have got placed at Microsoft or IBM, and I've got a CTC of this, 1 crore salary packages from Ahmedabad, Nauri acha milta hai, I don't know whatever it is. I would say, forget all that. The moment you get out of management, go and work for a startup. Either do your own startup or go and work for a startup. Because when you go and work for a startup, the exposure level that you get, jhadu marne se lekar, production karne se lekar, everything you do. At worst, what will happen is, you will get, the company will shut down in 1 year or 2 years. But that experience that you get in that 1 year or 2 years will be much more valuable than whatever you have done in life. I'll give you one specific example. When we started Fashion Week, we had this girl called Dia Sehgal, who used to come to us to write copy on a part-time basis. And she used to get 8,000 rupees. She used to write the product description. She was in her final year at NIFT in some communication program. 3 months बाद हमको पता चला कि she's 21 years old. She looked a little older, but she was not. One day there was some crisis in my studio. I said, Dia, handle it. I come back and I see that she's handled it very well. I said, you handle it from now on. In 3 months, she was heading production for us. In 6 months, she had a 40-member team reporting to her. Right now, she's with a company called Limeroad. I think she's about 3.5-4 lakh rupees a month salary. Could be higher. Okay. 2010, she was on 7,000 rupees. 2015, she was on 3.5-4 lakhs a month. And today, she can probably go and ask double for that, and any of the large players will pay her that. That is possible only in a startup. That's my message to you guys. Think startups, think out of the box. Don't go for conventional startups. Happy to take any questions. Yes.
Based business model, whereas Amazon follow a different merchandise-based business model. So why there is a difference between two business model, and what are the
model which is Amazon, where I either buy the inventory or I hold it. The other is a marketplace where I'm saying I'm a pure platform. You are a seller, I'll put your picture up there, and somebody buys, you will directly either drop ship or you will send to me and I'll send forward. The biggest issue in India is logistics. So when in Fashion and You, I was telling Marco, order आता है, मैं आपसे उठाऊंगा, फिर मैं भेजूंगा. एक तो उसमें time बहुत लगता है, and sometimes I get the wrong sizes. But then the best part of the company is I'm not investing in that stock. So it's a lighter model. It's a much more scalable model. If I keep buying inventory, how much inventory can I buy? Whereas if I put it as a pure marketplace, I can scale to 2 crore vendors, which is what Alibaba does, and get a better valuation. If you ask me, there are pros and cons of both models. The pro, of course, is you don't have to do that much investments, you can bring in more people. The con is that I don't control. So if you hear all this nonsense of Snapdeal say iPhone मंगाया था और साबुन मिला, तो Snapdeal बेचारा कंट्रोल नहीं कर रहा हूँ बेटा. आपने ऑर्डर प्लेस किया, इन्होंने शिप किया, इन्होंने साबुन भेजा, बैंक मेरी बच गई. ठीक है? So that's the con of that. But the pro of that is today you look at the way you can grow much faster. So there is no hard and fast answer, sir. Globally, yes, the marketplace model is what everybody is moving to. So going forward, Flipkart will also stop doing inventory. They will also move to a pure marketplace. What they will try and do is put in better controls, or what they will do is they'll take a large warehouse and tell you as a seller to put the product in that warehouse on their warehouse.
So some wrong things happen with the e-business. The valuation can fall down tremendously.
Depends on what are the wrong things. So like look at Uber was on a sex, they are still struggling to get license. Has that impacted their valuation in the US? No, it has not. Small incidents like all those soaps, and it's how you react. So in a business, boss, you can't predict. In a tough, everything will go wrong. Every morning when I wake up, I cannot plan for any contingency. It is how you react to it, how you handle it, is the thing.
So we have challenges we have to face.
The moment you started, it's a challenge. What you're asking me, I should probably be challenging for. But I tell you what, honestly, the biggest key challenge in your lifestyle, you have to be prepared to take in a lot of emotional attachment, prepared to take a lot of physical stress. So I have something called sleep apnea today. I have to sleep with a machine because when I did fashion in youth, I used to do an average of 280 kilometers a day in Delhi NCR. I used to wake up at 5:45. On my desk there used to be a thing, this is all I can eat. Because I have to remain healthy. If I am falling sick, it's bad for the company. I had to take a lot of humility because I had to go to say an Emporium Mall, and the store assistant who would earlier get up and stand up and say, "Good morning, sir," would tell me, "Sir, baad mein aana, I'm busy." And I would sit in the cafe for 5 hours watching her do nothing, but she was getting a kick out of saying, "Acha, 5 minutes to wait kara liya." It's a nice humbling experience. You have to be okay with that. If you are a management student, which I presume looking at you are, your challenge would be all of your colleagues would be having a fancy car on EMIs, where you will be struggling in auto rickshaws. 90% of startups fail. So everybody starts a business thinking they'll be the next Sachin Bansal or Devi Bansal. It doesn't happen that way. So that's your biggest challenge. Internal, not external.
Thank you very much.
One question from me. Decide for buying a mobile. So on open shop it was we sold it at around 25.
Yes.
But on any site we found that it was being sold at 18, 19 dollars.
Yes.
How is it possible that the difference of margin of 6% in your product? How is it?
So as I was explaining earlier, sir, most of the sites today are absorbing the cost, saying most of the sites are absorbing the cost, saying I will give you a discount. Saying so if I'm Flipkart, I'm buying on 25,000 rupees. I'm saying I will take a hit of 5,000 rupees, but I'll give it to you at a cheaper price. So then you come on my site and buy. Now, increasingly a lot of sites what they're doing, they're going to the manufacturer and saying, okay, I will be able to sell 1 lakh pieces in like 10 seconds. Do you want to give me a special deal? And most of them are giving you a special deal. So now you take a back discount from the vendor yourself and pass it on to customer. Economics of scale. Not only a big basket is getting funded big time. The challenge in that space is logistics. India still doesn't have a robust cold storage logistics process. If you look at Amazon has started doing deliveries in the US, and in Manhattan they do it promising 30 minutes. That is a problem in India. Also, pricing. So if you're buying, even my wife today somehow feels that the guy she's buying from the road is somehow cheaper than say Reliance Fresh. Okay. After fashion, that is looking at, I think fashion and electronics, that's the third largest category at the moment, growing very fast. Whoever can crack the logistics part of it will grow.
The margins are very thin actually.
Currently, so it's like this. When you are selling on online, what you have to understand, as I was telling you about perfume, certain things will have very thin margins. So if you are selling basic bindi and all of that, your margins might be thin. But if you go into things which are exotic, for instance avocado, or you go and get some stuff which is exotic or which is not easily available, the margins will be much better.
Sir, if you do tie-ups with different retail stores, actually, to be very honest, I am running an online grocery store in Surat, storekirana.com.
Okay.
That's why I am asking this question.
So what's the challenge?
Biggest challenge is storage. We have to store the products. We have the self-logistics.
You're delivering on your own.
Yeah. So, looking into the market of Surat, people are not so very aware of online groceries. Like we have an application also which is very user friendly. But I am not getting that Surat people are not aware.
Your challenge is you're winking at a girl in the dark. She doesn't know that you're winking, right?
Yeah.
You need some light. What you are saying is you have a great product. Unfortunately, the rest of Surat doesn't know that you have that product. If I'm correct?
I have another challenge that is the discounting part. Groceries actually have very thin margin. We cannot sell on 25% discount, 50% discount.
Okay.
So without giving huge discounts, people will not buy through online, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
So what we can do, something creative or something like, I am asking this for a free charge.
Yeah.
Will you give some idea how we can develop in this market?
So boss, there is no mantra. I can't say this is the issue, go do it and suddenly you become big.
That's not a mantra, but a suggestion or
So I tell you what, honestly, you are a small startup, as I understand, you're a small startup with very limited funding, who's trying to go and compete with the biggies. What I would say is, you can take this offline later, but what you need to do is figure out how much can you burn and do a couple of things which are, so like you look at which says we will sell onions at a 3 rupee or some crazy pack, and they had some 100 kilos blocked and they create a lot of viral campaign. What you need to do is think of some viral campaign which will cut across. So in Fashion India when we were there, we used to go live at 11 o'clock and we wanted people to log in at 11, but we didn't have budgets at that time. So my partner Pearl came up with this brilliant strategy where we said 11 baje 11 rupees. And we took one product out of the whole catalog and said if you log in at 11 o'clock and you're the first person, you will get it for 11 rupees. And we put that on social media. And it went viral. And we were surprised, there was a lady who called and said, there was 6 लोग laptop पे बैठे हुए थे and we were trying the fraud scheme and if you have 6 laptops, why do you need 11 rupees? But it went viral. So if you can think of an idea which is not going to cost you a lot of money. So in 92 in Bombay, the company called Cello, CELLO, which is into flasks. And Cello ran a campaign. They just took one page ad in retail. It said for the next 10 days, when you pick up the phone, instead of hello, if you say cello, you will get 1 lakh rupees worth of goods for free. That's what they said. The whole city went nuts because I would call you, you would say cello. I would say cello bhi bol raha hai. But if promotion nahi suna, I would then start saying cello and it went viral. What did it cost them? Very limited. So if you can keep thinking of viral campaigns with a very limited amount of budget, which becomes talk of the town, but people might laugh at you. That's okay. At least they'll get to do. That's the first thing I can think of. But honestly, for a startup with limited funds, it's about out-executing other people. If you can say, I will take this one niche, instead of going across in grocery, if you say, I will focus on one specific category, and in that category, I will be the Amitabh Bachchan of that category, you're sorted.
Thank you very much, sir. We will take one more question from the gentleman in front, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to ask you the question that what is the behavior of an international customer buying online and an Indian customer buying online? And how you return? No, but that is India. But how you manage if you are in Indian route, you are selling premium products. So if you are selling a sari of 50,000 rupees, so how you handle the return policy if the customer doesn't like in the US? So how you return back to India?
See, I tell you, basically for us when we do sell outside we have different return policies because once I paid customs for it, it's very tough for me to get it back. So we're very careful on that. But behavior is behavior. People are people. It doesn't matter which part of the world they live in. Okay. Yeah, the only difference is Indian customers are much more forgiving. Both in data app or India will help. Whereas somebody living in US has been used to Amazon level of service, so they take your happiness. Having said that, even an international customer, I cannot put him on a template. So the auntie in California is very different from the auntie in New York, New Jersey. The behavior is a little different. What we have realized, and most of our customers are women. For a woman, she would die, but she would not be seen repeating an outfit in an event. If she walks in and says, "Arey, this is she'd rather die. She'd be the husband, she would. So exclusivity is a big factor. In India, again, you can repeat an outfit into various events. But when you're living, say, in California, and there are 30,000 Indians, everybody knows everybody. So your challenge is everybody is meeting at all the same social events, and then ladies can and then actually know what somebody wore 3 years ago. So if I'm able to bring in the exclusivity factor, it matters. The biggest thing for Indians is, unfortunately, luxury is flawed. So we are very happy to pay 3.5 lakh rupees for a Louis Vuitton handbag, because the moment you put it on the table, the entire wedding room knows it's a 3.5 lakh bag. But if I tell you that an artisan from Touch has created this beautiful odni for 4 months and I'm asking for 16,000 rupees, you will not pay. You will say, "It's discount is not. That is a challenge, but that is changing. Now, increasingly, Indian customers who live outside India are saying, "Okay, if I'm from Gujarat and you're giving me a piece of heritage which will help preserve it, I don't mind paying an extra $1." That, unfortunately, still doesn't happen from within India.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is typically in India only, not in US or other parts.
I can't do it outside India.
Abroad, basically, whatever the online portals have, COD is hardly available essentially.
So I tell you what, the COD is e-commerce.
I mean, in India, you see it's going to continue still further.
Yes, it is. I tell you for 2 reasons. A, black money. Nobody wants to pay in white. I have a customer from Hilali who spent 3 days arguing with me because she wanted to pick up a lug for 50,000 rupees. And she kept saying, "Rahul ji, 50,000 white में कैसे देते हैं आपको?" And he's a mine owner's wife as a personal shopper. But she will not pay me in white. That's one factor. The other factor is companies like us who screw up a lot of deliveries. So Indian customer says, "Boss, अगर मैंने पहले कार्ड से दे दिया, तो I don't have any leverage. Then मेरे को बोलना पड़ेगा भाई साहब मेरे पैसे वापस करो." But COD, I have placed the order. जब आएगा कैश देके ले लेंगे, वरना भूल जाओ.
Then there is no trust factor typically in India.
It will take, unless our logistics improves to a level. Now, unfortunately, sir, today my reality is I am sending you a shawl worth 3.5 lakh rupees. The courier boy who is delivering it, his salary is only 8,000 rupees. If he runs out of money,
that is the challenge.
That is the challenge. So COD will continue till the time we don't clean up the black part of it, cash push, and also the trust factor.
So you feel the big players they are playing around with this COD in this customer acquiring mechanism.
If you want to grow in India, sir, COD you cannot ignore it. You cannot.
No, but I mean, is there fake orders?
Sorry?
Are there fake orders? Are there fake
Of course, there are
orders?
fake orders. There are fake orders. There are fake buyers. It's not so much out of any malice.
Manipulated orders.
People are scared that they'll get tracked.
I'm talking about manipulated orders for valuation sake.
Some companies are doing that, sir. But honestly, it's because when due diligence happens, nowadays it's a very strenuous process. So it's stupid to do that. And unfortunately, still a lot of companies think that's a shortcut. That will. Your question basically is